warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aisha Putri Aulia, and today I'm going to present a study entitled The Impact of Artificial Intelligence on the Development of Critical Thinking Skills in Students, written by Katarzyna Smith and Evelina Mitera in 2024. Before we start, let me give you a brief overview of this presentation. This research mainly explores how artificial intelligence or AI affects student ability to think critically both in positive and negative ways. So, in this presentation, I will talk about several key parts: the definition of the title, research objective, method and participant, data collection, findings and discussion, and finally the conclusion. Alright, let's begin with the first part. The first part is definition of the title. To start with, let's talk about what the title actually means. This study focused on how AI influenced student critical thinking, especially in terms of analyze, problem solving, and independent thinking. In other words, the research want to see whether AI helps students think more deeply or if it makes them too dependent on technology. Now that we have understood the main idea of the title, let's move on to the research objectives. In this section, the research aimed to achieve four main goals. One, to identify the impact of AI on student critical thinking and problem solving. Two, to discover student perception toward using AI in education. Three, to examine both the benefits and risks of AI in the learning process. Fourth, to provide recommendation for effective AI integration in education. Basically, they want to understand both sides, the advantage and the challenge of using AI for learning. Okay, after knowing what the study wants to find out, let's continue to see how the research conducted it through the research method and participant. For this research, the authors used a quantitative survey method by distributing an online questionnaire. The survey explores student experience in using AI for educational purposes and evaluate their level of critical thinking and problem solving. The participants were 119 students from different Polish universities studying in various fields such as philology, management, mechatronics, and logistics. Most of them were between 18 and 26 years old and include both male and female students. Now that we know who took part in this study, let's move forward to understand how the data was collected. The data was gathered through Google Forms containing 40 questions, and 10 of them were analyzed in the study. The question mainly focused on student opinions about AI motivation to learn, evaluation of information search, and their views on AI's role in developing critical thinking. All right. After collecting the data, the next step is to look at what the research actually found. So let's move to the findings and discussion. From this results, we can see that students recognize both the benefits and the risks of using AI in education. They see AI as something that can support creativity and efficiency, but they also believe it must be used carefully and responsibly. Figure 1 illustrates student perception of how helpful AI tools are in learning. According to the survey, 82% of students found AI tools helpful in analyzing information and solving problems, while 10% were neutral and 8% said AI was not helpful. Moving on, figure 2 shows that 83% of respondents are concerned that excessive use of AI may weaken their independent thinking. 12% were neutral and only 5% disagreed. Furthermore, in figure 3 shows 17% of students believe AI cannot replace traditional teaching. 20% were uncertain, and 10% think it can. Continuing to figure 4, present that 52% of students always check the credibility of search. 13% sometimes do, and 80% rarely or never check. Okay, in the next finding, figure 5, 79% of students state that AI does not increase their motivation to learn. 14% were natural, and only 7% felt more motivated. Okay, let's do the next findings. Figure 6 reveals that only 36% of students are aware that AI can personalize learning. 29% are unsure, while 35% are not aware at all. Okay, moving on to figure 7. Figure 7 illustrated student perception of AI is influence on creativity. According to the data, 68% of students agreed that AI helps them generate creative ideas and complete tasks efficiently. 20% were neutral, and 10% disagreed. Now let's take a look at figure 8. Figure 8 presents that 74% of students feel AI increase their learning efficiency, while 80% are natural and 8% disagree. Okay, let's move to table 1. Table 1 summarizes how student behavior changed after using AI. Many said it improved the way they search for information and solve problems, though some admitted becoming overly dependent on it. Okay, finally, figure 9 presents student overall perception of AI. As seen in figure 9, as seen in figure 9.61% of students have a balanced opinion, believing that AI brings both advantage and disadvantage to education. Meanwhile, 28% view AI positively and 11% view it negatively. Overall, the findings highlight a dual perception. Students appreciate AI practicality but remain cautious about its limitation. Educators should integrate AI responsibly to enhance learning while preserving critical and independent thinking skills. Okay, and finally, let's wrap everything up in the conclusion part. Okay, to sum up, this research suggests that AI-based tools can support critical thinking and problem-solving skills. However, too much dependence on AI may reduce the student's ability to think independently and take responsibility for their learning. That's why the research recommended that educators combine traditional teaching methods with AI tools to create a balance between technology and human reasoning. So I think that's all for my presentation today. From what we have discussed, we can see that students have both positive and caution views toward AI in learning. I really appreciate your attention and thank you so much for listening. That's all for my presentation, and I will be glad to answer any question you may have. Okay, that's all for me. Uh, Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.